Hello, this is Mr. Evilcheese.
And I'm looking good.
And this is our review of the McFarlane Toys Avatar 7-inch line. We'll get to this scale thing here. But it's the figures of Jake Sully and Neytiri. So there they are in package. It was very confusing when McFarlane first announced this because they said it was a 7-inch scale line of figures, which to me, 7-inch scale, and I think to most collectors, 7-inch scale means that the average 6-foot tall person would be 7 inches. And any characters that are taller than that would just be very big figures. So when they said 7-inch scale, I figured like the human, like the Colonel, he would be 7 inches, and then the Avatar figures would be like 10 or however big they would need to be, 10 inches tall, something like that. Maybe 11, I don't even know what the size would be. Then they started showing off more and more pictures, and it appeared that the Colonel was a lot smaller, and then the Avatar figures would be 7 inches tall, which is what's going on here. And it kind of annoyed me at first, but when I thought about it, I'm kind of okay with it now, because of the Banshees are already big. They may not have even made the Banshees if these figures were scaled up, because they've been just too big. The mech would have been humongous, so I'm kind of okay with how they're doing this.
I don't mind that they are this size, but I think that they should label it more appropriately.
Yeah, I wish they would.
Because they're not 7-inch scale.
Yeah.
Because they won't fit with any other figures that are 7-inch scale. They're not the same scale as them.
Nope.
So that doesn't make any sense.
I guess it could just be different people say it different ways. They could say your base figure. If your base figure is 7-inch, then maybe they say that's 7-inch scale, but that's just not how I do it. I would say these are 7-inch figures, but not 7-inch scale. But enough about that. Okay, so we're just doing these two together because I ordered the set on McFarlane Toys because I think you got a huge discount if you order the entire 7-inch scale set. I'm going to start calling 7-inch scale, but you know what I mean. It was $65 off, so that is a really big discount. That's kind of like getting one of the Banshees for free. They're like $50. I thought that was pretty good, because I knew I wanted all of them.
Yeah, we would have gotten all of them eventually, so why not just save some money?
And they may have been hard to find. I don't know how well these will sell. These could end up being peg warmers. I have no idea. But they came pretty quick too, so that's really cool. Yeah, like I was saying, the reason we're reviewing these together is just because we got these two, we got two Banshees, we got the mech, and we got the Colonel. So that's a lot to review that I don't know if we'll get to all of it. So we're just going to do these guys together. But the packaging looks really nice. Normally, McFarlane's packaging I just don't really pay much attention to, but with all the Pandora background on here, it looks really cool. Got a picture of him riding his Banshee in the back. Just in case you don't know, the Banshee is sold separately. It's not in here. Oh, what is this? Oh, blacklight illuminates stuff. I didn't know that.
Oh, that's cool.
Or did I know that? Maybe I knew that and forgot. But that is cool.
I didn't know that.
And here's Neytiri. I think it's pretty much the same exact package. Just Neytiri is in place of him now. On the back. No stop. Well, let's get them open. Okay, so there they are, open it up. The sculpt and paint on them, I'm thinking, is looking pretty good. I was a little worried about them because one thing with McFarlane lately is they have really nice sculpts, but the paint isn't very good. Or at least the paint is just lacking. But for the most part, I think the paint on these are really good because there's so much pattern on her skin, like the blue fading into the white and that kind of thing, the eyes and everything. It's all painted real nice. I mean, they could be better in spots, but for the most part, I really like the paint on them.
They look pretty good.
They each come with pretty much the same kind of accessories. They each got an extra hand for holding the various weapons. They each come with a knife. They each got a stand, and they each come with like a bow with an arrow attached to it. The arrow does not remove, it's just part of the sculpt. I'm glad he got extra hands because a lot of the McFarlane figures don't have extra hands. That's one thing that bugs me with some of their DC figures is you'll have like Batman with no fists. He just has open hands. It's like, man, I want some fists on my Batman. Because this is the first video we're doing on these figures, I just want to show him Colonel Miles Quirk. I want to show him just so you can see what we're talking about with the scale. See, this is a 3 3/4 inch G.I. Joe figure. He's a little taller than that. Here's a 5-inch Walking Dead figure. He's a little shorter than that. So he's about a 4-inch figure, which is an odd scale because not much else goes with that. I guess we'll go over Neytiri first because I have some older Neytiri figures to compare to her. These are the ones made by Mattel. Much shorter figure. Not that great on the sculpt or paint.
Or proportions.
Yeah, she's kind of awkward looking. And then this is also made by them, just a smaller scale.
Tiny baby.
McFarlane's also making a smaller scale too, which is, I guess, good if you want to make a world, because that's what they're doing with the smaller scales. You can build Pandora, since Pandora is extremely important to that movie. I do want to get the little light up set. That looks pretty cool. But I don't think I'm going to buy like all the other stuff to go with that world building thing. Yep, much shorter, much better quality on this McFarlane one. And this one just tiny. So here's a look at the figure. You did a really good job on the paint on the face. I'm guessing because it's the scale of the figure, but I don't really see the dots. Like, because their skin has like a lot of them little white dots all over it, but I'm not really seeing them very well. I think they are there. Maybe they light up in the black light because I'm not seeing them very good here. But it looks like in certain light, when the light hits it a certain way, that it looks like there's little dots like on her forehead and stuff. So you'll have to try that black light and maybe that'll make those come out. Yeah, the sculpt looks really good, I think, on the head. Got the braids and everything. I thought her hair was black though. Maybe it's brown, but I thought it was black.
I thought so too.
Got the feathers somehow covering her nipples. Got her weird, long, lanky proportions. Little loincloth thingy-majiggy. There's even some paint detail on this. That's something that most McFarlane figures want to have that. Like the DC ones probably want to have that.
There's shading.
Yeah, shading in there. And they also got her 4-fingered hands and 4-fingered toes. Because Jake's got 5. Because his avatar, since he's human, they had to put in extra toes and fingers to be more human-like.
I like that you said 4-fingered toes.
I thought I said and.
You said 4-fingered hands and 4-fingered toes.
Shut up! You don't know anything! Well, whatever. Yes, he's got the weird feet, and he's got the more human-looking feet and hands, too. And also the more human-shaped face. And it's got the tail. Ah!
Not anymore!
Yeah, it's on a ball joint, so you can move it around. So wire, no wire in there. That's cool. There's a little dagger. Goes in the sheath. Well, I guess that'd be a knife. I'll just call it a dagger. And her bow. An arrow. Should have gave you an arrow that you can have her aiming with it. Shouldn't there be a string on this?
I was thinking the same thing.
I guess I could add my own string if I really wanted. Maybe cut that arrow off of there and make one. Or make a separate arrow or something. I don't know. Yeah, let's look really close in there. There are dots on her skin. Oh, they're all over her body, actually. They're just hard to see unless you really look closely. And there she is, holding a knife. I switched her hands. She's got the knife holding hand. Then this hand, which I think this is the string pulling hand, but she doesn't have a string on her bow.
And that's her eye poking hand.
Okay. And there's the base. Pretty much like how most of McFarlane's bases are, just the same old black circle we get with the name of the line printed on it. And here's Jake from Avatar with his khakis. His blue khakis. Yeah, the detail on him, his paint and everything, is still really good. One thing that's a little more noticeable on him is because he's so much bigger is that joint right there. It's kind of noticeable in some positions because you don't see the darker blue pattern stripes painted on it. But it's not that big a deal. Still looks really good. Once again, like this is shaded nicely, and this too. There's even varying colors on this loincloth.
The sculpt on their hair is really detailed too.
Oh, yeah, it is. Lots of braid. Yeah, I think these could be even, for people who can customize figures, I think these can even be painted slightly better, just a tiny little bit. Usually, like the McFarlane figures though, if you want to touch up the paint, there's a lot to do, but this, I think these would just need minor tweaks. Yeah, I'm liking him. And he comes with a bow also with an arrow stuck to it. Not a lot of paint on this. This could use some paint.
Yeah, it's very monotone.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's what it looks like.
And he comes with a knife too. Can go into his sheath that's on his chest. I wonder why they didn't look this way. Have that split. Maybe it's just how it is in a movie, but both of them have like the split going down it. Oh, there he is holding his knife. And I put the imaginary bowstring pulling fingers hand on. Yeah, I'm really liking these figures. They're sculpted and painted really nice, as we keep saying, but they just really are really nice. Okay, for articulation, the head's on a ball joint. You can go all around pretty well. Then at the shoulders, there's the butterfly joint. Got some nice movement there. Hinge there. And then, oh, he does, top of his bicep, it can spin. But that's an issue with Neytiri. She does not have that. I guess because her arms are skinnier. I mean, she spins there. But
it looks funny because of the shape of her arm if you try to spin it.
Yeah, it'd be nice if it was more... Maybe there's a cut right there. Under this little band. Yeah. Spin right there. Double jointed elbows. Pretty good. Spin at the wrist, and there's a hinge. Then at the torso, there's one right there hidden by his whatever this is. And then, yeah, with the articulation there, he can go all around his torso. Then at the hips, you do a split, and his waist, plastic is flexible. Kick out. Double jointed knee. And then down at the ankle. Well, that's different. You could spin there. Also, well, I guess it's not different. I thought something else was going on there. Well, it is kind of different from the usual figures. The way they did that. That's cool. And he's got toe articulation. Oh, and his tail. Almost forgot his tail. On a ball joint. So he's pretty well articulated. And I don't think Neytiri's too much different. Yeah, looks like it's all the same other than... Well, I guess it is the same... It's the same articulation at the shoulder.
It's just that they made her arm flat. So it,
Yeah.
it doesn't look as nice when
Yeah,
it turns.
It's a little odd. Yeah, other than that, it looks like she's got the same articulation. Looks like she's a little more flexible at the torso because she's skinnier. That's pretty cool. Looks like you can get these guys in a lot of good action poses. So there they are next to some other figures from other popular lines, so you can get a idea of the size that they are. McFarlane figures are 7-inch, and this is a McFarlane 7-inch Owlman figure, which is about an average McFarlane size. So he is pretty much in line with them. And there's a Star Wars Black Series, Marvel Legends, there's a NECA 7-inch, another NECA 7-inch, and a 7-inch WWE figure. Yeah, but definitely 7-inch figures. Not 7-inch scale though. We're gonna try a black light on them. Try it with the lights on first to see if you can really see it.
Not really. Kind of hard to see.
Let me turn off the lights then.
If I move the light around, you can see the dots.
Yeah. In person, it's easy to see the dots. It looks like on camera, it's a little harder to tell. But yeah, there's a lot of dots on them. I didn't realize there were so many dots you can see. Oh yeah, zooming in helps a little bit. That's really cool.
Look at his elbow joint though.
Oh, that's weird, his elbow. Try the close up on a face. They're actually a lot brighter in person. Like the little dots are really bright. Doesn't look like they're as bright on camera. But yeah, it's really cool. Try Jake. Maybe all the way down. Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't even notice that they're like the stripes are outlined.
We should probably take some pictures and see if we can get on the.
Yeah, sometimes pictures work better. I have a bluish blacklight that came with an Avatar statue, and it doesn't wash out the face as much. I think it's because it's specially made for like them with the blue skin, I guess. It doesn't seem to wash them out as much. I mean, in person they both look good, but on camera, this one seems to work a little better. So there's Jake and Neytiri together. That looks pretty cool. Okay, so I'm really happy with these figures. I wasn't sure how well they'd be because I like McFarlane's figures, but as I said, their paint has been bleh. But they're painted really good, and I think the sculpt and articulation is really good. There is that little goofy thing with Neytiri's skinny arms, but other than that, I think the articulation is really good on them. Yeah, I really like them. I'm gonna probably do some tweaks, like Jake Sully's bow and arrow needed painted a little bit, and maybe paint their hair a little darker black. But it's really cool. I like that they got the black light feature. So if you have a black light display that you can stick all your Avatar figures in, that'd be really awesome. To come with appropriate accessories. I like that they got extra hands. Yeah, I'm really happy with them. I hope the line sells well and they keep making them, because I'd like to get the war paint versions of them, where Jake Sully would call them machine gun and it's war paint and Neytiri is war paint. That'd be pretty awesome. And they might make figures from the new movies too, I don't know. But it's hard to tell how well these will sell because this movie became popular to hate after it was out for a few months. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. I really loved the movie, but there's a lot of hate for it.
Well, the biggest thing that I've seen people saying is that it was like a rehash of Pocahontas, but I mean, basically every story has been told, and they're just doing it again in a different way, so I don't really care about that.
But also, they said Dances with Wolves, and also they said Fern Gully.
Yeah, it's just every movie that's even slightly similar, they ripped it off.
Yeah. But my thing was, I don't think it was an accident that Avatar had a similar story to Dances with Wolves and Pocahontas. I think that was the whole point. This was a take on that. The white guy outsider comes out and gets accepted by the tribe and fights against his own people. I think that was intentionally that kind of story. It was supposed to. You're supposed to think of those ones when you see this.
Mm-hmm.
But people are saying it like, "Oh, that's bad. They just did that, thinking they're getting away with it." It's like, no, I think that was their intention.
Yeah, I don't think they were hiding anything.
Unobtaining him, though. That's one gripe I don't mind.
That's dumb.
Yeah. You can complain about unobtaining him all the time. I don't like that name either. That's stupid. Yep, I really like these figures.
Yeah, I really like them too. I think they turned out nice. They've got good proportions, unlike the old ones.
Yeah.
And yeah, the paint job on them is really good too. It's nice to have them be so articulated. You can get them in some good poses, because they do like
You said doo-doo.
yeah, I did. They do like ninja kicky flippy stuff.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be able to pose them like that.
We're going to review the Banshees and probably the Mech and the Colonel. So, this is Mr. Cheese.
And I'm Zombie Cat.
Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
I'm so glad we found each other, Jake Sully.
Me too, Neytiri.
To think, the first time I ever saw you, I was gonna shoot you and kill you with an arrow.
What?
But then, them little glowing fairy things landed on you, and I was like, maybe I won't. But you would have been dead if that fairy didn't land on you. I would have shot you dead.
Wait a second. What happens to all the people you see that don't have a fairy land on them?
Well, I killed them.
How many people have you killed just because they didn't have a fairy on them?
You mean today?
What?
Well, today it'd be about 5. Earlier this morning.
You killed 5 people today?
Yeah. My lifetime, I lost count. Maybe, I'm guessing, a couple thousand.
I got married to a damn psycho! Serial killing psychopath!
I guess. I'm pregnant, by the way.
What? We're gonna have a bunch of little blue cat versions of Chucky and Michael Myers and Freddy running around chopping people up. What? You're sick! You're sick, Neytiri!
I feel pretty good. Maybe a little bit of morning sickness. But that's it.
I think I forgot my stove on back on Earth. TV on. I'll be back. I promise.
Hope he hurries back. Hey, that guy over there doesn't seem to have a fairy on him. Oh, hey, buddy. Hey, buddy.